The feds made a huge mistake in this whole case, and a lot of people are saying that the feds have a weak case because they look like they're moving desperately, which I don't necessarily think. You know, every time the feds move in, man, I'm telling you guys right now, man, they move very precautiously, and they make sure that when they make steps, they do that accordingly, so they don't take L's in that courtroom. Like, again, like we always repeat ourselves, 98.2 conviction rate. There's a reason for that. Now, one of the things that the feds did do in these last couple of days, if you guys don't know, that he had an upcoming bail hearing on the 22nd of November, which was yesterday on Friday. And a few days prior to this bail hearing, you know, they raided Diddy's cell. And listen, man, from supposedly they grabbed they confiscated a couple things, but one of the things that they did confiscate was some notes that Diddy was taking. And when this whole bail hearing came out yesterday, the judge quickly told the prosecutors that they weren't going to be able to use this against Diddy. And now Diddy's legal team is arguing if it's even safe for them to fight this case from behind bars, because anything can be compromised at this point, because you just don't know what the feds' next move is while having Diddy behind bars. Now, they were supposed to make a decision on this yesterday, and the funny thing is that they didn't. They said that they will be making a decision and getting back to Diddy's legal team sometime this week. When, we don't know. But definitely for sure we should be hearing an answer from the judge before Thanksgiving. Now, there's a high chance that Diddy will get released. Now, if he does, I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to be on some, like, we seen the whole NBA YoungBoy when he was released on bail, and it was a crazy ass, like, he had to have, NBA YoungBoy basically had to have 24-hour police around his house. And if you guys don't know, that costs us a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about maybe tens of thousands of dollars per day to have 4 or 5 cops at your house 24 hours of the day. Is over $200-300 an hour for each officer. I mean, nothing that Diddy will have a problem paying, but on top of that, he's gonna have to cough up at least 50+ million already before they have told the judge that they will limit his internet access, meaning no Facebook. You know, he won't be communicating with no one else other than his lawyers and his kids and mother. No other woman besides his mother and his daughters are allowed in the house. He's not allowed to have any visitors. The package that they're trying to present is like, listen, man, we're gonna make sure that he's basically in jail, but at home jail. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna have him, you know, tap in with the feds at least once or twice a week, heavy on the drug testing. And it's gonna be very interesting to see Diddy come home and really hold himself back from, you know, from staying away from that pink stuff. Y'all know Diddy likes sniffing that thing up, man. You know what I mean? We all know Diddy enjoys snoring up that pink stuff, man. It is what it is. I gotta keep it all the way from Guida, so it's gonna be tough for him to stay off that stuff. And it's very interesting how we're gonna see, you know, what is gonna be put in place for Diddy to be able to come home while he awaits his trial. Which, listen, man, if Diddy comes home, there's gonna be a lot of people shook. I'm telling y'all right now. There's gonna be a lot of people shook because, listen, one thing is Diddy behind bars, but Diddy at the crib, man, and listen, they talking about Diddy ain't gonna be able to use no cell phone. Y'all know Diddy gonna be on the gram. Come on, man. Yo, Diddy's on the gram while he's behind bars. You know what I mean? Now, one of the things that did prompt the feds to go ahead and raid Diddy's cell is the fact that they found out that Diddy's in the jail moving around like a motherfucking gangster. Yeah. Yo, my boy Diddy's in there figuring every angle out however he can to communicate with the ops. You know what I'm saying? On how to get a message out to the ops. You know what I mean? Now, Diddy, supposedly, he's got a burner phone behind bars. Diddy supposedly, from what I've been told, Diddy has been eating nothing but the best of the best since he's been there. He hasn't ate nothing from the MDC. No jail food for Diddy. Nah, I mean, listen, man, I don't blame him. The man's a billionaire. You know what I mean? Why should he be eating regular food? He probably has one of the freaking, for all we know, he probably got one of them guys. Listen, just whoever works there, one of them, what do they call it? The COs? Probably got one of the COs on payroll, my nigga. Like, yo, listen, man. It's 100K, my nigga. Make sure I eat what I want every day. Man's probably asked Diddy every single day, what should I bring you tomorrow? So yeah, man. And yeah, one of the things that Diddy was doing that the feds did find out about was that he was behind bars, man, running things, using other inmates' code numbers to be able to make phone calls to people that he's restricted to calling to. Now, if you guys don't know, when you're a jail inmate, you're given a code which you use every time you use the public phone, which that code you use, then it gives you access for you to go ahead and call whoever you want. Well, not whoever you want, whoever you're allowed to call, which in most times, depending on how much of a risk you are and how deep you are into an investigation, or if it's still an ongoing investigation like the one Diddy's in, they're gonna limit you to the amount of people that you can actually call. They're not just gonna give you an open phone or like, yo, call Wendy's if you want. You know what I mean? Call McDonald's. And like they're not about to do that. You know what I mean? So Diddy probably has a set few amount of people like he can call, maybe like his legal team, mom, daughter, son. You know what I mean? Or maybe somebody that he's in business with that's handling his finances while he's behind bars. Now, being that he has those restrictions, Diddy has found a way around that. You know what I mean? And I'm asking myself, how did he even do that when my boy Diddy is supposed to be, you know, he's not supposed to be in general population. Like, my man's supposed to be up in a different corner of the jail cell. But somehow Diddy got around into getting other inmates' code numbers to be able to call people that he's not supposed to be calling. Now, it is kind of a dumb move because it's not like they're not going to find out. These people are monitoring every single phone call 24 hours of the day. Like, they have somebody there. You know what I mean? So either if you're using, you might be using somebody else's access code number to be able to call phone numbers that are not on your list. But the feds are on the other side of that line listening to everything you're saying. So who did Diddy try to call within these last couple of days using other inmate access code numbers? We don't know, because the feds haven't told us nothing. What did he say? We don't know. But this is a superseding indictment, which means that this shit is eventually gonna open up to a whole bunch of other things that we don't know yet. So to see Diddy out here moving like this behind bars, man, listen, that man's a diva. You can't knock him. This nigga Diddy different. And one of the main reasons why the feds don't want to let this man go home is because they're afraid. They're saying, yo, listen, man, if this man is able to do this much while we have him behind bars, imagine what he's going to be doing if he gets out. You know, hey, listen, man, when you're behind bars, the only source of communication to the outside is throughout your lawyer, where you see him, and throughout the phone. And most of the time, those things are being recorded. But when you're in the house, you know, your son could come inside and be like, yo, you know, you pull him to the side where there's no cameras, even though that nigga might have a bracelet on him, but it's different. He could, you know, whisper into his son's ear, like, yo, go talk to this motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, go, or he could write something on a letter, pass it to his son, you know what I mean? Like, yo, there's a lot of things that he could do while he's home. And this is what the feds are afraid of, because I don't think they have more than enough on Diddy. I think they have enough on Diddy to put him behind bars, but not for the time that people are thinking. They have to put more things together. They have to add more things up to be able to tell Diddy, okay, you settle for this and you settle for that. And again, even with the stuff that they already have, I know they have enough to put him behind bars. But again, you guys know how the feds move. When they come in, they want to go ahead and they want to throw you football numbers, and they want you to settle for at least 20 years at the bare minimum. You know what I mean? They're not trying to tell you like, yo, just here. Like, nah, bro. They want you to settle for at least a 20, a bucko. You know what I mean? Like a 20. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to throw a buck at you, and they're going to be like, yo, here's 100 years. But if you do 20, you're good. It's crazy, man. Yo, and to wrap this thing up here, let me see what else we got. We've been live for almost 2 hours talking to Diddy. Appreciate everybody that has pulled up to the live, man.
2 hours on Diddy. I could keep going, man. I haven't spoken on Diddy in about 2 weeks.